It'll be hilarious. I'm calling the ACCC, Accident Compensation Conciliation Service. They said they can't. It's going to be an absolute balls up. You watch. 9940 111.
Thank you for calling the Conciliation Service. If you have a conciliation reference number, please have this available. Please hold and we will be with you shortly.
The government music again. Great.
Welcome to Conciliation. You're speaking with Jess. How can I help you?
Oh, good afternoon, Jess. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Well, I'm suffering a lot. But anyway, I'll just wish to say that I got I got an email back from conciliation.vic.gov.au, and that company was the ACCS. Is that correct? Accident Compensation Conciliation Service. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's our company. Yeah.
Pardon me.
Like we're the Accident Compensation Conciliation Service.
Is that you? Conciliation.vic.gov.au?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, awesome. Now, my email says, because I wrote to you with a conciliation question, and you said, fill out the form, send it back, and if it relates to disputes, to claims for compensation connected to work cover.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah, so if you want to lodge a request for conciliation, you just need to fill out the form that I believe...
Yeah, no, that's what I was asking you. I was asking you do conciliations for work cover?
Yes, so do you work for work cover, or...
No. I'm a person who has had enormous detriment caused to me via a huge conspiracy. That's not relevant right now. But it says here, the ACCS only has jurisdiction in relation to disputes relating to claims for compensation connected to work cover. Is that correct?
Claims that are made to work cover, that's only what we dispute, yes.
Oh, awesome. Thanks for acknowledging that. Because I have two work cover cases. One was from 1997, which was never acknowledged. And the other one happened because of a complex and injury in 2021. Now, as it stands, work cover, my insurer was Comcare because I worked for the NDIANS.
Yes, okay.
And so work cover told me to go to Comcare. So I went to Comcare and it took a whole year before I got to the top, and Paul Fowler, the head at Comcare, rejected it. However, Paul Fowler is a lawyer and the old head at WorkSafe, and that's called corruption. And now that I've pointed that out to the Attorney General, she recommends I'm distressed and call Sane Helpline. Now, I wish to put in at this point that very email explicitly describes the corruption and the conspiracy I find myself in, and that the Attorney General condones that I will lose my work cover at the AAT, because in actual fact I've been suffering this abuse so long it killed me. I suicided in the hospital. However, I'm banned from police, banned from being a whistleblower, and banned from getting a lawyer. That leaves me in a very difficult spot. So, you say you help resolve workers' compensation disputes in Victoria between workers and employers or WorkSafe agents. Now, I have a complaint with a WorkSafe agent because they wouldn't accept my appeal for a conciliation or a rebuttal with Comcare. They just kept pointing me to Comcare. However, they absolutely knew, because Paul Fowler was the old boss at WorkSafe, that it would fail. And now I'm in the awkward position of, in 2 days' time, it goes to a hearing at the AAT, and I have a brain injury from the suicide over a year ago. And WorkCover and WorkSafe have not done one thing to help. So, I'm ringing you today to say, it says here a little bit of a, disclaimer. It is not within our scope or powers to conciliate with state and federal government. Now that's surprising because, you're a government agency, right? So it's like on the one hand you're saying, we'll investigate it if you've got a problem, and I clearly have. And on the second half of the sentence you said, by the way, we don't do state and government. So what can you do for me?
Well, our organisation can, our role is to conciliate, if you have a dispute. So that's, if you lodge a dispute with us, then, it can go through the process where you go to a conference and, you can try to come to a compromise with, or, an agreement with the insurer that you're raising the dispute against.
Okay, I'd like to do that. Can I do that by sending you a file or something? There's the request for conciliation form. I see that. The trouble is the delay, defer, and deny model has seen me, after my successful death, which was cited as fatal in the Freedom of Information, but seems I'm banned from police and banned from a whistleblower and banned from lawyers and framed, I can't get justice. So I'm owed millions and millions of dollars in detriment. And as a PSA, like a public official in government agencies, as you are, that's you. I forgot your name again, sorry.
Oh, my name is Jess.
Jess, yeah, thanks, Jess. Jess, you're under obligation to follow the legislation that was ratified in 2008 that defends people with a disability. And because I'm a bit fucked in the head because I lost all my blood and I'm oppressed, and that the government, having already killed me and then covered it up, and now has a 25-year experienced lawyer to kick me in the head at the AAT in 2 days' time. With your role not being able to act outside those that Charter of Human Rights, what do you suggest I do?
Well, at this stage, in regards to sort of, if you want to go through our organisation, then I would suggest you send through, the request for conciliation. So fill out that form and provide supporting documentation, and then we can lodge a dispute for you.
Who do you lodge it with? Comcare or the AAT or who?
No, we lodge it through our system. So it's through the ACCS.
Yes.
And then, information is shared between all the parties involved, which would be yourself and the insurer and your
So the insurer is Comcare, is that right?
I'm not sure. I'd have to, look up who your employer was, and then...
Well, I worked for the NDIS, so yes. You can look them up now if you want. The ComSure Oh, Comcare is the insurer for government employees. I got paid by the government, and that's the issue at hand. They're saying I didn't work for them.
Okay.
So just Google it now. Who's a worker? If you, I can tell you now. Just Google now. Who is a worker under the NDIS, and it tells you. Sole traders, volunteers, could be anyone.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. Okay, because I'm looking up under Comcare, and that's.
Well, Comcare do have the NDIA as listed as a category when you go for the claim. Yes.
Yeah. But it may not be with like Comcare anymore. It may have changed. Like the name may have changed, or they may have changed insurers.
Sounds like you're just not helping me at all and saying, well, maybe this happened, maybe that happened. Maybe I might get hit in the back of a head with a golf club in the next 10 seconds and never get my compensation. Maybe I've lived in absolute torture and all government agencies are pinned absolutely against me. Maybe I've really been oppressed so much by this delay-defer tactic that it's killed me. And then the government ombudsman condoned that. There's nothing to see. Perhaps I would just love an answer if I've got a complaint. Can you help?
Yeah, so like I said, at this stage, like if you have a complaint against the insurer, you need to contact WorkSafe. And I can give you their number.
I've got their number. I'm not an idiot. I've got a PhD. I might be a bit forgetful now that I've lost all the blood in my head. But I've got a PhD and I've been in contact with WorkCover. And as I've reiterated to you before, I get confused with WorkSafe and WorkCover. All I know is if I'm working, man, and I get injured at work, there's WorkCover. That has not happened for me. Why not? Because it's cooked. Now, why have I got not only one case but two cases? One from 2008, and it's never been acknowledged. Like, why is that? And who do I complain to?
Yeah, well, again, it would be sort of WorkSafe is the body that you would complain to.
Is WorkSafe Victorian?
It is, like, there is a Victorian branch for WorkSafe.
So WorkSafe is national?
Yeah, so there is WorkSafe. There is a national WorkSafe.
Oh, there's a national WorkSafe. Oh, gee, that's news to me. Do you think they would have an advocate, someone to try and help me?
Yeah, well, I mean, is there someone from WorkSafe Victoria who has been liaising with you or not?
They just keep saying go to Comcare, but they knew exactly what I'm trying to tell you in plain English is that Paul Fowler, after a year, rejected me from Comcare. And now as a person with a disability, it's gone to the AAT. It's been months there. And the delay, deny, defer tactic has seen me become a homeless vagrant. I should have got work cover. How long's work cover got to pay the work cover claim once you put the claim in?
It really depends on...
Oh, just don't depend. Just want an answer. How long do they have?
Well, I mean, I honestly can't say because it would depend on the decision-making process and all the different sort of documents that are supplied and really the whole
There
process.
must be a legislative amount of time that when you submit your work cover claim, it comes back to someone within a certain time frame. What is that time frame?
Yeah, I honestly can't say. That's what you would have to talk to WorkSafe about that. They would have that information.
Why would I speak to the abuser or the person that's fucked me over about why they fucked me over?
Because they're the ones that sort of have that information and, would be able to give you more information on the whole process.
Man, that sounds a bit shit. Anyway, I just want to say that Joanne Kelly is the WorkSafe advisor for the NDIS. I work for the NDIS. And I called her, but she rejected me. I wonder why that is. I'll tell you why. It's because she doesn't want to acknowledge that I'm a government employee who has a government ID, who pays taxes, who got advance payment for COVID in my NDIS business. I got paid through a government agency, PRODA, which is a government organisation. I work solely for the NDIS, which is overseen by the NDIA. But a whole 14 months on, from the time I got unwell on the 22nd of January 2021, everyone's delayed, denied, deferred, and come up with an excuse to not give me prosperity or money. And it killed me in March 2021. That's a government conspiracy to murder, as far as I'm concerned. It's only manslaughter because I lived. I was found accidentally with no pulse, and I can't get justice. And no matter what government agency I go to, state, federal, or anywhere, is the same answer, which is really just an innocuous flabber of nothing. So, I brought this all up with Dan Andrews, but he identifies me as being unwell, not as having serious justice issues. So, he sent me to the same hospital that I died in. And I think that's shit. And you know what else I think shit? That I've spoken to the social services minister. As someone who's got a brain injury and was already on sick leave, the government put me on job seeker. That's a bit rough, isn't it?
It is rough, yes.
Yeah. And you know what else I hate? I hate pointing out corruption to the Attorney General, such as me losing over $1 million at the Australian Human Rights Commission and over $1 to $2 million at AFCA, and Comcare's fucked me over, and AAT aren't playing the ball with the legal rights of people with a disability, and they're going through to a conciliation. I'm going to lose another $1.5 million in 2 days. And AFSA, I'm a failed whistleblower. APRA, I'm a failed whistleblower. So I pointed all this out to Mclean ACCS in an email, and she responded to me, call the SANE helpline. And that's really funny because I wrote a book years ago, and it was SANE's Book of the Year. And I know Jack Heath, the CEO. So it was a real, I was just an additional site. I'm a problem for them, And they just fobbed me off as a mad person. But I actually have a doctorate. So I can't be that mad, can I? No. And you know what else? I applied to the finance minister for the government detriment scheme, which pays for the compensation of people who have suffered detriment as the result of government agencies, such as, not having a go, but we've really got nowhere today, have we, with the conciliation service? So I wrote to him and I said, I don't want all these millions of dollars. I just want a monthly bursary to keep me going until we work out what's happened. Thought that was fair enough. But you know what he did? He just rejected me.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't even get back to me. And then I rang up. They all know who I am. And then I rang up the Prime Minister of Office and the Cabinet of Prime Minister, Office and Cabinet, because I was trying to unravel why this head fuckery is happening to me, right? So I asked for my freedom of information, and they finally got back to me and said, well, it's way too voluminous. Do you know what voluminous means?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it means there's too much. That'd be right, because I'm a publicly known figure with a Nationally Human Rights Awarded book, and I've actually spoken in Parliament, and I'm kind of an infamous vagrant nowadays. And my former partner was an ASIC agent, and he still owes me $500,000. So there's these other issues too. So I'd totally be on the radar. And then they got back to me a couple of months later after going to the office of the Australian Information Commissioner. And guess what? I don't even exist. There's nothing to see.
No.
Why do you think there's nothing to see when obviously there's something to see?
I'm not sure why.
What do you think of my story so far?
It does sound very troubling, and you've been through quite a lot. Yeah, but I mean, at this stage, what I can suggest you do in regards to our organisation is just to send through a request for conciliation.
I already did. I already did.
Yeah,
And I said, can I please have a conciliation with the state and federal government and agencies which have acted with malice and conscious intent in order to pervert the course of justice and aid and abet my death, and then cover it up.
sure. So what was your full name? Because I can look up our database to see if we've received it.
Oh, no, you received it. You received it on the 24th of April 2022 at 5:53am. And I've got an email back from you guys. So it's Dr. Rich McLean whistleblower at gmail.com.
That wouldn't have been from our...
No. That's who I sent it from. You've sent back from the ACCS, and if I have any questions, contact the office.
Okay.
And it hasn't got a name on it, because once it gets up this high, and I can prove a conspiracy to pervert the course of justice, in which I could single-handedly, fully overthrow the government, you don't get signatures off government agencies. I wonder who sent that to me. It comes from info@conciliation.vic.gov.au. You there?
Yeah, sorry. I was just trying to find the email.
Yeah, I'll tell you when it was sent. You sent it from info@conciliation.vic.gov.au on 26th of April 2022 at 11:08am. Nearly home time, Dale.
Okay. Yes, yeah, we do close the phone lines at 5, so I will sort of have to wrap things up. But yeah, I can.
Oh
see
my
the
God, this is.
email.
It's like I'm repeating the same broken dream of justice day in, day out. It's now been years and years. Never got it anywhere.
No, so I do see that we did send out the form to you along with the brochure, which explains the conciliation process.
But you also said it is not within our scope or powers to conciliate with state and federal government.
No, yeah, because we don't conciliate, with state and federal government. Our organisation, when we have conciliation conferences, they're just between yourself and the insurer.
Can you just confirm with me one thing? Who is the insurer for the NDIS?
I'm not sure. That I would have to... Do you have the decision letter from your insurer on you? Because
I'm brain damaged, Dale.
Yeah. Well, if you send through the information, then we can, look into it. We'd have more of an idea. But
You're going to look into it? Dale, I've got no food, no medication. I'm banned from doctors. I'm banned from police. I'm banned from a lawyer and banned from a whistleblower. And the office of the Prime Minister told me I don't exist. What in... You'll get back to me makes me think that you're actually gonna. Anyway, I love nihilism. It's quite peaceful having absolutely nothing achieved. Thanks.